Alright, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play the drum part of Uprising by Muse. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's difficult to try to get a good camera angle by yourself with a over a drum set. So I'm going to explain everything first, and then I'm going to play through it. And then I'll try to explain afterwards what I'm doing between parts and whatnot. So, the beginning, it starts with your right hand, if you're right-handed or left hand, whatever. But one hand on your lowest tom, and then on the snare, of course, and you're basically going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're basically staying on the beat with your right or left hand, whatever you are. And then in between, you're adding a bass drum hit. So you're going. So think of it almost as if you're going, which you'll be doing later, but it's just your tom and bass drum. Sorry, tom and then bass drum. Once you've got that down, then you add the snare in, such as this. And then every time that Matt does the bends on his guitar and yeah, Christopher going, come on, or however, I can't sing that high, but when they do that, every time they do that, you want to add in 2 different crashes along with your bass drum. So you're basically going to do something like this. That's basically it for most of it until the end of the second chorus. I'm sorry, the end of the first. Yeah, the end of the second chorus. Right before the second verse comes in. So the end of the first chorus. I'm sorry, I'm all mixed up. But point is, that's the basic pattern that you're gonna want to follow. In between, right before you do the come-ons with the 2 crashes, a lot of times Dom will go, which is, he always does it differently, but it's basically just a snare at first. So it's snare and then bass, and then either snare another tom or 2 toms, whatever. So you go 1, 2, 3, dun dun. So excuse my bad drumming, I've only been playing for about a year. But that's basically what he does in the middle of those fills. And then when it comes to right before the second verse starts, you come in with the that's when the guitar's coming in and everything's kind of coming up in volume. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your bass drum now on the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So. Then you want to use your right hand, like I showed you earlier, to do the kind of syncopated feel. The swing. So you do the swing with your tom, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 with the bass, so it goes like this. Once you get that down, then you add the snare in where it's appropriate. So. Basically the same kind of fill in between when they do the come-ons. That's basically the whole song for you. Right before the second chorus, he goes. Other than that, that's basically all for the verses and chorus. Right at the end of the second chorus, he does a really cool drum fill. I have a hard time doing it, but it's basically 1, 2 on your rack, 1, 2 on the snare, and then slower, or halftime, whatever you want to call it. 1-2 on your rack, second rack, floor. I do it all of them from your first rack all the way down to your last floor tom. So it's basically. But fast, it has a different feel. It goes. So. Bum bum. That's basically how I interpreted it. And at the end of that, right before the main riff starts, the riff bass part of it, kind of gets quiet for a minute. You let your crashes ring, and then as soon as the guitar player comes in, you start with the bass drum first, down, and then your snare, and then bass drum again, and then so 2 hits on your lowest floor tom. That's what I do. You can also do on 2 different toms, whatever sounds best for you. But it basically goes bass, snare, bass, tom, tom. So the feel is. Crashes just as you would during the verse and chorus parts, and where they feel appropriate for you. Of course, you can put your own fills in there if you wanted to, but according to the actual track that Dominic put down, that's how you do it. And then when it goes to the part where Matt does his high bends up on the top of the guitar neck, then you come in with that's basically all of it for the album version. When you go live, this part I don't know exactly, but again, you come in right when he starts doing the bends again with the, and then you come in with a hard crash hit, and I think he just rides right on the crash. He might go over to the to an open hi-hat, but I'm pretty sure he's riding on the crash. And it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 with your right hand. I'm not exactly sure what the bass and snare are doing. I just kind of do like a makeshift rock beat in there that kind of fits with the song. So it's the only part I don't know. But basically, you come in with this first, then go into it. I'll show you what I do. What I think it is, I'm not exactly sure, so don't take my word for it. I think at the end of that, he also does that crazy fill that I showed you, but he might not. I don't really know. I have to confess I didn't study the live version enough. But that's basically it. Put your own inflections on it, make it your own, and have fun.